The future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, their novels, and their comics, but also their TV shows, whether in animated or live-action form, as well as their Star Wars movies, such as the brand new Star Wars trilogy and other spin-off films currently in the early development phase as well. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that there is a major facelift that is actually currently being done over at Lucasfilm by Disney's CEO, Bob Chapek. A lot of changes are being made to the official roadmap of the future of Star Wars. We're talking about the timeline of Star Wars movies, TV shows, new books, brand new eras and mythologies that will be explored in these new Star Wars stories to come in the near future. Now, the thing about Disney Plus is that this is, of course, Disney's main priority as of right now before their new Star Wars trilogy, because they're focused on The Mandalorian Season 2, they're also focused on the Kenobi TV series, and even more Star Wars projects in the works, such as the Star Wars Rebels sequel series and more to come. Now, on top of all this, the thing about this that's so great is that Kathleen Kennedy will no longer have creative control over these projects, so I think that what we're about to see in the future of Star Wars is that it's going to have an overall different tone, a different feel. It's going to feel more authentic to how it was back in the 1970s and the 80s and how the prequels were done by George Lucas. It's just going to feel more like Star Wars to its core. So what's really intriguing about all of this is that, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are moving on to their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe that will bring fans into a brand new mythology and era of Star Wars. It's explained that Disney and Lucasfilm are currently developing a large roadmap of new TV shows and movies to be released throughout this decade that will serve as the new expanded universe, one of which is said to be a Darth Vader TV series that is in the early development phase that will feature new stories of Jedi that are in hiding throughout the entire galaxy, including the unknown regions. It's noted that in this series, which is said to really be a Jedi Purge TV show, we'll explore how Darth Vader discovered the Wayfinder device that Kylo Ren eventually discovers on Mustafar during the events of The Rise of Skywalker, and that they actually have a plan in place to tie this series directly into the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. It's explained that they want to base the series exactly 8 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith, around the same time that the Kenobi TV series will take place in, and that there will be teases for this series to come in the new Kenobi TV show, which is set to launch sometime next year in 2021. Now, additionally, it's noted that the series will also dive directly into Darth Vader's sensitive side as a character, and will also explore his thoughts and pain as he rules the entire galaxy, and that they actually have a plan for the series to explore Vader trying to betray the Emperor, just like in the comics that will be told in the form of live action for Disney+. It's said that Lucasfilm wants Hayden Christensen back as Vader unmasked for this new series and for cameos in the Kenobi TV series as well. So, the thing about Disney Plus, alright, I know that Bob Iger talked about this during, of course, his earnings call. I believe it was in early February. I believe it was like February 8th or 10th, something like that, where he said that Disney Plus is the future of Star Wars. Now, that's not to say that there's not going to be movies, because there are, but Disney Plus is the future of Star Wars as far as introducing brand new eras as much as they can, introducing and focusing more so on characters and character development, and that's going to be their main priority for Disney Plus. You know, The Mandalorian really is going to create a brand new era. It already is. It's all post-Return of the Jedi content. It's, I believe, 3 years after the events of Episode 6, so you got Luke Skywalker, you know, somewhere in the background during this point in time. Very interesting. So, the thing that really intrigues me the most is how they have a plan in place for this Jedi Purge TV series, quote-unquote, that's going to feature Darth Vader as a villain in the background. That's going to actually take place 8 years after, of course, Revenge of the Sith. And that lines directly up with the Kenobi TV show. They want to connect it directly to the Kenobi TV series, which also takes place 8 years after Episode 3. And it's one of the main reasons as to why they are going to introduce a young Luke and Leia at the age of 8 in the Kenobi TV show next year. So, in a way, the Skywalker saga is continuing in both forms. So, the thing about this, like I've said before in the past, the fact that they want Hayden Christensen to return as an unmasked version of Vader is also great, but I think the fact that they want to explore how Darth Vader isn't so loyal to the Emperor is going to be a very interesting side of the story, and also ties directly into Vader's famous line, where he talks to Luke in The Empire Strikes Back, "We can destroy the Emperor, and then we can rule the galaxy as father and son." So you can see how it's going to connect to all of this, and how they're trying to really reshape Star Wars as we know it. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know anything about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. And thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.